Okay, I've explained in other generative apps, there's a real gotcha with Illustrator files because Illustrator will overwrite the PDF. Photoshop will not overwrite the PDF. When I went to this folder, I said, where is my Illustrator file? And because it wasn't here, I went, oh no. If I open this in Illustrator, this is not going to have a clipping mask. It's going to just be the vectors, and I saved it incorrectly. So yesterday, at the end of the day, after everyone left and I was packing up, I just hit Command S, Command W, Command S, Command W, closes it out, and I'm going to switch back to the Finder. And the idea that I overwrote the PDF is something I've cautioned you about. Now with this, it's not that big a deal, unless you're trying to do a demo, which I am right here. But for a lot of the other apps, if you overwrite that PDF, it's gone. It's gone after you make changes to it. So let me show you how to handle this. When you come up with something that you like, this isn't something I like. I just hit the up arrow to say, is that how it saves? I was just checking it, and the up arrow is how it saves. I drag that on Illustrator. The first thing to do before you do anything else is to save as. File, save as, Shift Command S, right there, Shift Command S. And then the way I've been telling you guys to do this is make sure you're saving to the same directory, use the same name, but I hit the right arrow, use the letter A, and then change this from PDF to Illustrator. And then when you save it, it's an Illustrator file, and you won't overwrite the PDF like I did very boneheadedly yesterday. Now, if I want to get to these, I can't get to these vectors because there's a clipping mask on it. All you do is after you click and this outside is selected, right-click inside and say Release Clipping Mask. Then deselect, come right to the edge where it says Path, click, and hit Delete. Now you can select individual elements, some of the elements, all of the elements. You can do whatever you want to it, and life is good. And it's an Illustrator file. Now you can hit Command S, Command W, and nothing goes awry. Now, I'm going to open up this PDF, which actually is an Illustrator file. Notice, it did open up in Acrobat. So we'll close that, switch back over to the Finder, and drag this down. We can right-click on it, but let's just drag it down, open it up in Illustrator. And what I did is went ahead and selected everything, and I wanted to take it into Photoshop, not as black. I wanted to take it in as white. So I went ahead and double-clicked, just turned this into white. This is not white. This is light gray. You got to pull it all the way up. So it says 000 255, whatever it is, FFFFFFF. And now that's white. If I click away, there's nothing here. Only there is something there, and I can Command-C, go over to Photoshop, and this is what I did in Photoshop, is I pasted it above a black background. Okay? So that allowed me, let me hit F so we can get back so you can see that I'm working on this, by the way, is a 2500 pixel document, 2500 by 2500. I wanted it fairly good size in order to experiment with this. I'll come back and I'm going to take you through what I did in Photoshop after this point, because I did a few different things than we've talked about in other videos.